Welcome to the Old Horseshoe on the banks of the Olentangy, home of the Ohio State Buckeyes and one of the great settings in all of college football. With the scarlet and gray already rocking this house. Today, a couple of SEC teams get ready to square off in what ought to be an old-fashioned slobber knocker. As we'll see, the Arizona Wildcats taking on the ninth-ranked team in the land, the Ohio State Buckeyes. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. And the Buckeyes will kick it away to start us off. On the run from inside his own 5. And the returner is stopped. So the Arizona Wildcats return man hardly helped out the offense with that one. Here he comes, and obviously defense is always going to be aware of a quarterback, but boy, he finds a way to put defenses on their heels all the time, David.
I mean, what can't he do? He's got the weapons, he's got the confidence, he's got the experience, Jesse. These kind of guys are so hard to defend.
You're right. They better be able to find a way to get pressure on him, because if they don't, this is going to be a long day.
Blasted as he lets it go. And the pass is intercepted. And after the interception and the turnover, this defense has set its offense up for business.
And that right there is a huge reason why this team has a winning record coming into this game. Their defense takes the ball away. And here on the opening drive, you see the athleticism in the back end of the defense picking it off and putting it in great field position for their own.
Use the play fake, now to throw. He makes the catch at the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State.
That is exactly what most offenses will do. Big momentum play. My defense creates a turnover. I'm being aggressive. I'm going for the big score, the big play down the field. They get rewarded. They get the big passing touchdown.
On the move from inside his 5. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. They are pinned deep, and this crowd is letting them have it. He's going to pass. Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away. Guys, this rough start is hardly what they had in mind to start SEC play, and it's not going to get any easier.
Well, no doubt about it. There were big expectations surrounding this program inside SEC play this year, and things haven't necessarily gone their way. They've had to fight a ton of adversity, but, David, they believe they have the leadership in the locker room to turn it around, but it's got to start today.
Yeah, one at a time. Like, we got to start today. We got to find something. We got to find what we're really good at, what we can hang our hat on, so we can start to build some momentum throughout the season. Obviously, not the start we wanted, but we got to point to the next opportunity.
The Wildcats will have to send out the punt team. He gets a block. He'll be guided out of bounds, but not before a nifty return on that one. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Jesse, a very productive drive last time, wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance on that last one, Dave. Let's see what they can do here in this next drive.
Yeah, and I don't expect anything different. When you put together a drive like that, I would do more of the same. Keep the pace, keep it going.
Here comes the offense on second down. They're going back to the ground. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop. The Buckeyes headed quickly to the line. Quarterback checking the play. From the gun, he'll try to throw for it on third down. Finds finds a man on the left. That's where they'll mark him a very productive play and a first down. The Buckeyes come to the line with a new set of downs. He wants to throw. Unloads to the right. He makes a grab. And he will score. Touchdown, Buckeyes. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they finish things up with a dart from 24 yards out. He'll start the return inside his 5. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. Arizona sending the offense onto the field. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
And it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. And the quarterback goes down all the way back at his 4-yard line.
And you don't want to see this trend continue. Last week he was sacked 4 times. The offensive line, this offense as a whole, needs to get in better situations, get rid of the football faster, and not keep getting their quarterback hit.
Sometimes avoiding disaster is the best thing. The punter just gets it out of there. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. And, David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And once you get the defense on their heels and you back them off a little bit, you get in a little bit of rhythm, it's really hard to stop, Jesse, and they're going to try to do it again right here.
And if you're this play caller, you're loving what's happening right now because everything you dialed up on that last drive ended up working out. You're just looking at your play sheet. Everything you're picking is working. Let's see if they can pull it off again here.
Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
That is just great total defense on that play. First off, you get pressure and you get to hit the quarterback. But 2, you've got the intended target double covered. There is no way the offense was coming up with a completion on that play.
Now on second down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Quick strike complete. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. Able to make the tackle, but not before he gets 5 yards down to the 21. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. And he drops it just a little too slippery in the hand.
And there's so much for a quarterback to think about. Stick it out in the belly. Do I pull it? Now when I pull it, I got to get my feet set, make an accurate throw to the right guy. So a lot of things going on. And I think that you saw that led to a little bit of...
Just flying through the air like a superhero to make the grab.
Man, I love those guys that are willing to put their body on the line, and he does it right here, man. Just lays out. That ball's coming in. You can see it from several yards out, making that play, laying out, keeping the football from touching the turf. Great concentration, great effort by the receiver.
And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Ohio State. They've extended the lead and taken control here in Week 9. And with the extra point, they're up 21-0. They just finished off a 53-yard scoring drive. And they finish it up with a 3-yard scoring toss.
Arizona, 0.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Arizona has it back, the offense coming out to bear down. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm. Got off the field really, really quickly. They need to put something together here, bro.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive. So they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this one.
Trying play action. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. And Ohio State makes a ton of highlights with the big pass plays, but this defense has turned in its share over the years, too.
So many guys that we could go back. The Bosa brothers.
And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again.
Well, that's their third sack of the game, and we knew statistically coming into this game, this is one of the top 25 units in the nation getting after the quarterback. I just love how athletic they are up front, and they are giving this offensive line headaches and nightmares up to this point of the game.
He just about took that one all the way to the house. They finally get him down after a tremendous return. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. The give to the back. And he'll pick up one. It brings up 2nd and 9. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
At the 7-yard line. 3rd down coming up.
Well, guys, Ohio State has the lead here. Man, that was an impressive and dominant first quarter. Let's take a look at the stats before we move on. Now facing a 3rd down as they come back to the line after the break. Quarterback keeper. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Buckeyes! Well, just as you would expect, that didn't take very long.
It didn't, Reese, and you've got to make great field position count. When you've got opportunities, you got to pay it off. And the offense took advantage, scoring a touchdown. Didn't have far to go, but they got the points they needed.
And no chance at a return. Here they'll start this drive at their own 25. Arizona sending the offense onto the field. Their drive chart is starting to look a little monotonous. Punt, 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 David.
And their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field, possession after possession. Jesse, this offense needs to get their heads out of their you-know-whats.
The punter's on the sideline with the oxygen mask right now. He's been playing so much. He's not used to this. This offense, they just got to stay on the field. They got to put a drive together and get some balance going, running and throwing the ball.
Faced with a 3rd and short from their own 32 to keep this drive alive. Off the play fake. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. Ball in the air, intercepted. He'll finally go out of bounds, but he was showing off all the skills after that interception. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. All right, guys, so here's the offense back on the field again. Pulls it and fires to the left. Open space at the 25. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Ohio State. And with the way he's throwing it right now, there are some big names at the top of that record list. J.T. Barrett, Wayne Haskins, Justin Fields. Might be getting ready to move them down a notch.
And moving those guys down, that's a day. That's the day you dream about. That's the day where the ball's barely touching the ground, you're in a zone, and everything is going your way.
Arizona has it back, the offense coming out to bear down. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field.
And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
And the defense just gets their 4th sack of the day. And guess what? This offensive line, they gave up 4 last week, too. So you need some consistency up front. Make sure you protect that QB that can make those big plays for you.
And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. Buys a little time. And it's incomplete on 3rd down.
Man, that's a couple bad throws. Last possession obviously ends in an interception by this quarterback. And now you throw another one, in harm's way. You got to make sure you throw it to the open guy. Make sure you're taking care of that football. We can't have any more turnovers.
Might have thought he'd want to try to pick up a few yards there, but he's content with making the fair catch right around the 35-yard line. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42. They've really performed at an elite level in conference play, and that'll build your confidence as we continue through this SEC season.
This was a team that was really motivated in the offseason coming into this one, and they knew the challenge ahead of them, but they also know how talented they are. And, David, they're putting that on display each and every week here in SEC play.
And let's pump the brakes, because if they're happy with what they've done so far, they're going to have some losses. Like, this is a tough league.
And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
Well, we knew coming into this game, this defense had some matchups they felt really good about up front, and they won one right there, getting to the quarterback, creating a negative play, and they're going to need these guys to start winning more of those because they are finding themselves in a hole here early in the game.
He'll do it himself. Pulled down for the tackle. There was a time when if you had a guy who runs like he does, that you move him to a different position. Not anymore, man. These quarterbacks can run and throw.
Yeah, back in my time, I was throwing to guys like that. I certainly wasn't moving like it, but boy, oh boy, you hold your breath every time he takes off because that guy might be the fastest player on the field.
It's complete on the right side. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
How about this offense? They're rolling. You got a couple first downs together. Defense. Next, what's your response? What do you got? You got to make some adjustments here.
Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. Maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. And maybe that's something they can point to as they get ready for their next opponent of things they did right and things that they got to do more consistently moving forward.
Now the quarterback changing the original play call. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. And it's picked off right at the goal line. Trying to take it back. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Well, the defense was expecting pass on that one. 3rd and long, they dial up the perfect coverage and a great job in the back end, reading and reacting to the quarterback when the ball was in the air, coming away with it.
They get enough rush, and it pays off the sack at the 20. They've already racked up big sack numbers. It's starting to snowball, and they are ready to go again. On 2nd down, looking again to throw. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and 3rd down is coming. Wow, this offense is doing nothing. They've already punted 4 times and staring at the possibility of a 5th. Takes the handoff. It's Casey. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Arizona runs out the punt team. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Take the return out of the equation in this rainy weather. Fair catch is signaled for and made. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be
just plowing down the field. Plenty of room on that play, and they find their way to the 36.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion? They'll go back to work after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 36. Pre-snap motion in the backfield. He's looking for an open man on 2nd down. Working the middle. Slammed to the ground, but not before he gets the 1st down.
Well, this defense is being challenged, and this secondary in particular. And I know a DB made the tackle there, but we're only in the 2nd quarter, and already this quarterback has over 200 yards passing.
From the red zone, looking for a man. Moving out of the pocket. And there were no creases or crevices to run through, and they shove him out of bounds. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. Arizona will kick off to get the 2nd half underway.
Number 15, set to advance on the football.
From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Makes the grab down the middle. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the 1st down. It's 1st and 10 from the 31.
Man, it's so important when you play QB. I got to know when to put some air on it, and I got to know when to rocket that thing in there. Work in the middle of the field. He knew he needed the rocket. Threw it in there. Great job, great catch.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. 1st down here for the offense. Off play action. Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. Reels it in and goes out of bounds on the left side after the huge gain.
And that's just nice patience and a great route. One-on-one, working the defender, taking his time, getting out of his break, locating the football, and making the catch just in time in bounds.
He'll pull it on the read. Quick step and go. And they drag him down, but not before he picks up the 1st down.
Well, this is one of the fastest quarterbacks in college football, and that's why the option's a good idea, because if he can get out in space and he has a chance to get downfield, he is really difficult to tackle, and he's very difficult to catch, as you saw in that last play, getting a 1st down.
It's just so nice to know you can start off on 1st down with positive plays. Positive yards, hand the football off, set up a good 2nd down.
Wide receiver now comes in motion. Keeps it on the bootleg, looking to throw. It's complete to the left. Excellent job working through the air. They're finding a hole in that defense and picking up a 1st down. And the Buckeyes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll give it to the back. Mark it off as a 6-yard gain down to the 6-yard line.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
The option look. Touchdown Buckeyes! And the pummeling has started. And at this point, they're just rubbing their noses in it.
There's nothing positive to be able to take away from this. You got beat down, move on to the next game, start working on the next opponent. This one's over.
And he did get that extra point through the slippery surface, no problem.
Arizona, 0.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Arizona sending the offense onto the field. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
He just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some 1st downs. Get some positive momentum.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Right back to the well. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And it's been a surprise today for this offense. Like, coming into the game, we all talked about it. We thought they'd be able to run against this defense that's been run on a lot, and this offense just can't get the running game going. It'll be interesting to see what they do to try to change it up, but somehow, some way, they need that physical ground game.
It's a game of first downs, and they've got one out to their own 37. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Comes out throwing on first down. Got his man quickly. They make the stop right there. Good pickup, but still short of the first down. The completion short of the sticks. It's second down. The offense showing motion from the tight end, trying to get a read on the D. We've seen a ton of this tonight. They just keep giving him the ball, and he keeps running into brick walls. Not much running room again. This defense will try to force a fourth down on 3rd and short from the 45. To the ground to try to pick up the first. Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the first down.
You wonder now on offense, have they found something in the run game? Finally, it's been tough for them to get the run game going, but they picked up a nice gain on that last one. Let's see if they go back to it.
Makes the grab. It's Foster. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Well, guys, Ohio State has the lead here. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. So will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the fourth. Second down here as they go back to work after the break. He's looking to throw. Extending the play. The quarterback bought as much time as he could, but the defense got to him and sacked him.
This quarterback is thinking to himself, I need to get an NIL deal at some restaurant so I can take my offensive line out and feed them more, because I don't think they...
And he feels the heat coming in. It burns him up. Another sack on the play.
Goodness gracious, this is a master class, a clinic on how to get to the quarterback. The 7th sack of the game, are you kidding me? That's a season for some teams. They've lived in the backfield.
Just needs a crack to get a return. He gets it out to the 17, the cover unit right there to make the stop. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. They make the stop, and this running game moves the chains as they get the first down.
Offense has a huge lead right now in the fourth quarter, and they're just going to run this football to try to ice the game. Being more dominant, being more physical at the point of attack.
The inside handoff. So runs like that can really help your field position as they're up at the 35. They can really be aggressive after that last play at 2nd and 3. The give to the tailback. Really nice stop there from this senior leader. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down. Now on the move. They get him on the ground, but it's a first down.
And that quarterback can go. Just another guy in another system all across college football. All quarterbacks nowadays, they got so much speed, it's ridiculous.
Man, I'm telling you, that has to be exhausting for the defensive lineman trying to chase down guys like that.
It's silly, because even when it's a design play and it's a design run like here, fine, but then it's scramble plays, and then it's passing plays. He's always a runner, just exhausting.
The Buckeyes are on the move. Smart move to keep it on the ground. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
Offenses ice football games in the fourth quarter by running the football, and that's what these guys are trying to do right now, right? We're going to bleed the clock. We're going to stay on the field. It doesn't matter if the defense knows we're running it. They cannot stop us, and they're looking pretty impressive right now doing it.
And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down.
I think they called that knowing they weren't going to hit a home run. So why would you call it that? Well, you call it so third down becomes an easier down. It's not third and long where I have to pass the football. Now all options on the table.
We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense is that much closer to salting away a victory. Ball's at the 47. They're looking at a third down and short. They'll try to power their way ahead. He's got first down yardage as they move it to the 44.
That is how it's done on third down and short. No doubt about it. An easy hole to get through and clearly get the first down.
If you really want to simplify football, the low man wins. That time the offense got the better of the D. Easily picked that up.
And I don't think they got it snapped before the play clock ran out.
Delay of game. Offense.
That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. After the step off, now they have to deal with 1st and 15. He's looking to throw. He finds his man. Stopped after making the catch.
And this defense continuing to struggle with the passing game. Listen, these offenses are so sophisticated nowadays. They're hard to stop, man. And it's a new one every single week. And I say this game, this defense underperformed. They're better than what they've shown. They've gotten torched today. And this is a tape that they're going to want to burn and never watch again.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. They've put this ball on lockdown. 8th play of the drive coming up. Quarterback wants to throw on 2nd down. Got it in the middle. It's Johnson. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Ball just inside the 40 at the 39. It's 3rd and short.
And this offense continuing to spin the football, man, continuing to add to a great day. They've built this big lead. They've shown you a variety that they can do a lot of really, really good things. And I like it, man. Continue to throw the football. Continue to...